What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. Today, you're watching some decent Black Ops 6 gameplay. It's not reverse boosted. It is not manipulated, at least in my favor. I'm being manipulated, obviously, due to, as you know, skill-based matchmaking. But yeah, I'm not the one, doing the manipulation. And that's what I want to talk about in this video. Skill-based matchmaking has ruined gameplay channels and this entire era here on YouTube where you can't trust anything you see. And this is not a new thing, right? The gameplay stuff has been a talk since maybe Modern Warfare 2019, but I think it really came up in Cold War, if I'm not mistaken. And once again, just because it's the start of a new Call of Duty game, we have a bunch of just losers coming out of everywhere, just no personality, just complete gameplay against bots, channels that come out here and defend themselves. And so I want to talk about one in particular. There's a couple of them, and they write these paragraphs here on Twitter like anybody gives a crap. Yeah, skill-based matchmaking has been in this game every time. Why avoid it? You might as well just deal with it and reverse boost so that way, you can at least have fun. All right, shut up. Get a life. When it comes to reverse boosting, if you're not profiting off of it, if you're just, you're just like a regular Joe, you come home from a 9 to 5 and you really don't want to deal with obviously all the sweat, so you make another account and you just lobby session and you play for that for a couple hours and then you just you have fun and then you hop off. I don't have a problem with that. Playing the game how you want to play, especially in this kind of evil matchmaking system, let's be honest, I don't have a problem with that. Okay, that makes sense to me. And I personally wouldn't do that, but I don't have a problem with anybody trying to do that. You pay for the game, you try to have fun however you can. What I do have a problem with is the way that these gameplay channels and these people who made their living on gameplays they were probably good back in the day, right? Back in Black Ops 3 and maybe Black Ops 2 and stuff like that. They were good players, they're top in the leaderboards. But then, eventually when the skill-based matchmaking era got into full effect, full swing, they started getting more and more average. Instead of a 4 KD, they'd probably drop down to a 1.5, a 2 KD. Still good players, okay? None of these players are bad, or I mean, maybe some of them, but yeah, most of these players are pretty good, all right? They can do well. Obviously, they're using OP weapons and they got an amazing setup, amazing connection, but aside from that, if you face them in a 1v1, probably they're going to beat most average players. They're probably not going to beat any pros or anything like that, but they're going to beat most average players. And so what I do have a problem with is how these people just try to come off, and it's a little annoying. You know what I'm saying? It's a little annoying how they think they're the best. They put oh, I'm the best player in Black Ops 6 in the title. You're going against Timmy No Thumbs. You're going against people who have one eye. You can't be the best, all right? You're the LeBron James of your local middle school. Congratulations, okay? You're not the LeBron James of the NBA. It's a different thing, and don't tout yourself as the LeBron of the NBA if you're playing against middle schoolers. You're playing against kids who don't know what they're doing, and handicapped people, disabled people, don't tout yourself as the best. Okay, that's where I would draw the line. So let's talk about this guy. Frizzeyes. I think I heard of him once or twice. I'll put this on the screen. He puts this long thing where, he tries to cover himself, I guess, for the rest of the gameplays for the rest of the year. I guess that's what he's trying to do. I don't really know what the point of putting this up was. Maybe he was getting attacked. I don't know. He goes, "It's so funny seeing the exact same conversation every year around SBMM around this time. It's like being a dead horse. Yes, Call of Duty has SBMM. Yes, you can manipulate it and get easier lobbies." I think just because it has it and you can doesn't mean you necessarily should. That's like saying oh yeah, this bank has free money coming out. Yeah, you might as well take it. I guess, but that doesn't mean it's necessarily right. And just because other people are taking it doesn't mean it's necessarily right either. You know what I'm saying? It's obviously not a 1-to-1 ratio comparison, but just because it's there and you can doesn't mean you should? Question mark? I don't know if that makes too much sense or what. Okay. I addressed it almost 4 years ago. What makes you think I should change? Check my past, search my name, any Call of Duty, blah, 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 blah. I've reached max rank in rank play multiple times. So drop regular nukes in reg rooms every year. Therefore, it's not a skill issue. It's more efficient and a quick way to get entertaining gameplay. I'm not doing it as a loadout or gameplay channel, but doing behind the rest. That's just the reality. Bottom line is SBMM is canceling, blah, blah, blah. And then he tries to get the community all about to hate SBMM. That's why I'm doing it. No, dude, SBMM might be annoying, obviously. And a lot of us are obviously annoyed with it. Even like me, an average to slightly above average player. But that doesn't mean I'm going to go around exploiting it. I'm not going to go around ruining other people's days just because I want to have more fun. When I think reverse boosters, I think of those guys who like try out for the basketball team for varsity. They can't make it because they're just not good enough. They're good players, but they're just not good enough. So they make like JV or freshman team, something like that, right? In high school. And then because they disappointed they didn't get into varsity, they go on to like a local elementary school with like their cousin in it. And then they're like, come on, bro, like let's you and I just beat up on these little kids. And then they go ahead and post that and they're like, well, it's not my fault, you know, like the coach was just racist, or the coach was just like said I'm not tall enough or something like that. That's what the blame is. They're blaming skill-based matchmaking. They're blaming other things. And it's not like they're not good enough because of skill-based matchmaking, but yeah, they're like, if they were really good, they would drop nukes in regular rooms. They would drop nukes against people around the same skill-based matchmaking level. And honestly, the SBMM, yes, is thick, but like every now and then you get an easy lobby. I think the way that these guys are just so afraid to play in regular lobbies because they're wasting their time or whatever. No, that's the reality of the game. I think a lot of people would appreciate the transparency of, hey, I'm going to reverse boost here because I don't have 20 hours in a day to get a gameplay, and my audience knows I have a personality of a brick, so I'm going to just do gameplay stuff because, you know, otherwise no one was going to pay attention to me. Cool, just say that. Just say that. Oh, you know what I mean? And a lot of people will be fine with it. I guess you're kind of saying that here in this tweet, Frizzeyes, but why does it take 4 years? Why did you not address this right when it came out? Why did you have to wait till like that whole chain feeds thing where he like confessed and came out of the reverse boosting closet? Why did you have to wait till then? Why did all these content creators have to wait till then? It's because they know inherently what they're doing is wrong. They know that what they're doing is beating up on little disabled kids or people with one eye or handicapped people. They know what they're doing is not correct, and that's why they're you know, ashamed of it, quote unquote, or they're not willing to, I guess, address it. They're not willing to just be truthful and honest with you about it because they know it's wrong at the end of the day. And yeah, you can blame skill-based matchmaking all you want, but that's like saying, I don't know, to me it's like saying like the devil made me do it. Like, yeah, you just blame someone else, just blame a scapegoat, just, you know what I'm saying? Like, just go ahead, do that. It's a lot easier than just taking ownership and saying, hey, I'm not as good as a Call of Duty player as I want to portray myself as, and I'm going to look at myself in the mirror and say that. That's a very hard thing to do for these insecure, you know, content creators who make their living off of like wowing 12-year-olds with the best weapon setup videos for 365 days a year. It's a lot harder to just confess and be a man about, you know, your shortcomings and say, hey, I can't bench as much as the next guy. Hey, I'm not as good as a Call of Duty player as Scump or Nade Shot or something like that. It's not that easy for them to say these things. And so that's why they have to lean on all these things. It's not a skill issue. I'm not that bad at the game. It's just the matchmaking is just, you know, killing fun for me. So that's why I have to do this, you know, and you have to be okay with it. Bye. No. Okay. Cool. Some people might be okay with it. You're, I don't know, drooling fanboys might be cool with it, but no, anybody with a brain, anybody over the age of like 15 should be able to see through this and understand that, like, yeah, everything is reverse boosted. Everything you're watching is fake. Congratulations, you got like a 80-second nuke. It's fake, you know what I'm saying? You beat up on a kid with like a 200 millisecond ping and like an eye patch. Congratulations, you're real cool. You're really good at the game. You're really the best player in Black Ops 6. And I'm sure some of these guys, I'm not going to say Frizzeyes because I don't really know the guy, but I'm sure some of these gameplay channels really think that. You know, isn't that how sad that is? Like, they really think they're the LeBron James of the Call of Duty world when they beat up against like elementary school students and they're in high school. Like, it's just sad. Some of these guys are just so delusional that they don't even know what's real anymore. And yes, you can blame SBMM all you want, but I don't think SBMM is the root cause necessarily for this. I think that even if this wasn't in the game and like matchmaking was normal, people would try to find some way to manipulate it so that, hey, I don't want to deal with any bad games. Like, oh, maybe you know, if I use a certain gun or if I play at a certain time, like I'll have easier lobbies, and yeah, they'll do whatever. You know what I'm saying? They'll do whatever to get gameplay, to get that money, and they're gonna blame whoever along the way. So anyway, that's my thoughts on, I guess it was more so reverse boosting than SBMM, but I mean, at the end of the day, SBMM is definitely a culprit in this, okay? I'm not saying that these guys are completely innocent or completely guilty, okay? SBMM and Activision's matchmaking definitely matters here. So anyway, guys, that's pretty much it. I run out of time. Appreciate the recent support. Please leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed. And yeah, I'll be back for commentaries as long as Black Ops 6 comes out. I'll see you guys later. Peace, and have a great day. Peace.